Imagine a major global crisis is about to hit the news. What if, mere hours before the headlines break, massive fortunes are being made by people who already know exactly what is going to happen? Recently, the US issued a strict 48-hour warning for a military strike on Iran. But just before that clock ran out, the administration abruptly pivoted to a 5-day ceasefire. In the minutes before that sudden change was announced, someone executed an $800 million trade on the S&P 500 and oil markets. This pattern is showing up on political betting platforms like Polymarket. Users are wagering on the outcome of global events, and the odds on massive geopolitical disruptions are swinging from 1% to 90% in a single day. In one instance, hundreds placed specific bets that Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, would be killed on the exact day military action was scheduled. The predictions go beyond military strikes. Gamblers also accurately bet that Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado would win the Nobel Peace Prize, with some turning a $100 wager into a massive payout overnight. When stock markets and betting pools perfectly anticipate classified military decisions, it suggests a leak. Information appears to be flowing to financial insiders, while the public is left to deal with the consequences of an erratic foreign policy. Those consequences are now manifesting as widespread domestic instability. Across the United States, millions of people have taken to the streets to protest the administration's decisions. Demonstrations have been reported at over 3,000 separate sites. But fury in the streets doesn't change federal law. Protests, no matter the scale, do not possess the legal mechanism to force a shift in policy or to remove an administration from power. To stop this cycle, citizens must translate that physical presence into constitutional leverage. The only legal path to do that is through the upcoming midterm elections. The United States Capitol is where public anger is converted into legal authority. It functions as a mathematical battlefield where headcounts dictate what the government can and cannot do. To see how a political takeover works, we need to look at the two chambers of the U.S. Congress, starting with the House of Representatives. The House consists of 435 seats, divided by state population. To initiate any federal action here, a party needs a simple majority of 218 members. Then there is the upper chamber, the Senate. It operates on an entirely different set of mathematical rules. The Senate has exactly 100 seats. In this chamber, every state is equal. Each gets precisely 2 representatives, regardless of whether they have 1 million residents or 40 million. Gaining a majority in these 2 specific rooms is the only legal way to override a sitting president. Currently, the margins in the Senate are tight. The administration's party holds a narrow 53-47 advantage over the opposition. During a midterm election, every single House seat is up for vote, but in the Senate, only about 1/3 of the members face re-election at once. In this cycle, there are exactly 35 seats on the line, including special elections for vacated spots. If the protesters turn out and flip enough of these 35 seats, they give the opposition the votes required to freeze the administration's legislative agenda and budget. This shift in power opens the door to impeachment, the formal constitutional process for removing a president accused of treason, bribery, or serious misconduct. Step 1 begins in the House of Representatives, where committees investigate the administration and draft articles of impeachment. Passing these articles only requires a simple majority, meaning the opposition only needs 218 members to move the case forward. Once the House impeaches, the president faces a formal trial inside the Senate chamber. During this trial, the 100 senators act as the jury, while the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court presides over the proceedings from the bench. While the House holds the power to formally accuse the president, the final legal power to convict and remove them belongs to the Senate. However, to convict a president, the Senate requires a 2/3 supermajority, usually 67 out of 100 votes. But constitutionally, that requirement is based only on senators physically present. If 10 are absent, that 67 vote threshold drops down to 60. This makes the outcome highly volatile. A determined opposition only needs to win the votes of those physically present in the room. While wealthy insiders on Wall Street may be placing massive financial bets on global chaos, political assassinations, and sudden policy shifts, but the final decision on whether to replace the current administration remains with the individuals casting a ballot in the midterm elections.